Hello, friends. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things happening around you. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, I say thank you very much, because I know that at the end of this news, you are going to subscribe. And I want you to press the red button and also the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we publish any news. Thank you very much once again. Two PDP governors have concluded plans to hand over Southeast land to S-Men, says IPOB. Two governors of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) from the southeast are said to have concluded plans to hand over lands in some senatorial zones in their state to herdsmen. The indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB) made the allegation in a statement on Sunday by its National Publicity Secretary, Ima Powerful. The group, which did not reveal the identities of the governors, however, said not minding the treacherous activities of some governors in the region, that IPOB will not abandon its critical task of confronting terrorists in our forests and bushes in order to frustrate the deceptive governors. According to IPOB, the plots by the governors were part of the now suspended Ruga program, which was heavily kicked against by many southern and some middle belt governors. It has come to the knowledge of the great family of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, that two PDP governors in the southeast have concluded arrangements to hand over our land in 3 senatorial zones to terror Esme as part of their clandestine Ruga implementations program in the south. We have also discovered that one of the governors, along with some traditional rulers and president general of some communities, also connived and handed over a land belonging to communities of his state to terrorists and their cattle. The said land has been in a dispute for years between the two communities, but now the governors has forcefully taken these ancestral lands and handed over them to the same terror men responsible for hacking to death of dozens of indigenous in many parts of the state without any reprimand. The message Southeast governors are sending out is that terrorists are welcomed to kill Biafrans at will and get reward with land for their settlements. Instead of apprehending and prosecuting these Maradian murderers, the governors are insisted and empowering them by giving them a Ruga settlement in the state, while publicly claiming he has not done so. This level of deception from Southeast governors have placed the entire Biafran land in danger of wholesale Esme invasion. We IPOB cannot be dying and placing our lives in danger on a daily basis across Biafra land, fighting well-armed terrorists with our bare hands, only to have deceptive governors undermining our noble efforts. Anybody related to these governors or other slaves in government houses in the East must warn them to desist from their suicidal undertaking to hand over our land to the Islamic Caliphate. We are equally aware that other state governors and politicians in Biafra land are having series of secret meetings on how to allocate a sacred land of Biafra to terrorists for their Ruga settlements on the pretense of a renamed National Livestock Program (NLP) of the deceptive federal government. We are calling on all relative stakeholders, supporters of Southeast governors and traditional rulers to warn these governors, including those in other states, to desist from these evil acts of seceding our ancestral lands to terrorists for Ruga settlements or National Livestock Program in any part of Biafra land. We will not spare any person or persons implicated in the conspiracy to Islamize Biafran land through forced settlements, IPOB statement read. Meanwhile, the claim by IPOB may have been refuted by the Archbishop of Enugu, Ecclesiastia Province, Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma. Chukwuma, during his sermon at the 85th birthday and Thanksgiving service for Dame Beatrice Ekwueme, wife of the late former Vice President of Nigeria, Dr. Alex Ekwueme, described news on social media that some governors of the Southeast have secretly allocated lands to herders for Ruga settlements as fake. At the event with Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State, former governors Jim Nwobodo, Okwesieleze Nwodo, Sam Egu, Peter Obi, and Virgie Etiaba, among others in attendance. The cleric said, "Let me clear this. No governor in the southeast has agreed that there will be any land for Ruga settlements." It's really a deep one, because I'm sure maybe the IPOB must have, done their findings, because generally nobody really trusts all these politicians. Whatever they tell you, you have to look deeply. Since the day they came out, they said, oh, they want to strike deal with the S-men, that they will grow the grass, the S-men will come and buy, it's going to be like, trade by barter. A lot of people have been saying is that don't trust these governors. Don't trust them. Nobody has really accused them, or, said maybe they have done it. But I think from the IPOP findings, they know quite alright what these guys are really capable of doing and what they are up to, because you cannot trust politicians. The people that cannot even talk for you, that cannot even defend you, are they the people that you really, entrust your life, all your lives, into their hands? And that's why I think IPOB must have gone to do their own underground check. They say in any rumor, there's always elements of truth. Even if they have not really fully agreed, that is just my opinion. Even if they have not fully agreed, maybe there are some, traces, there are some, steps they are really taking, making sure such thing really happens. Because you can't even really trust them enough now that everybody is shouting, oh, the east or the southeast, they don't know how to play politics and all of that. Only God knows what they might want to do just to impress the people that they think, that really wants to give them power. Of course, everything is just deceit at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, what they are really talking about, or what they themselves will be fighting for, or might be fighting for, is just for them to get one position or the other. That is just what all these politicians are after. Most of them are after, maybe not all of them. So when politicians tell you something, you need to really look at it very deeply, because anything that is not going to, be of benefit to them, most of them, they don't want to be involved. They can just be saying some kind of a thing, at the surface level. But if you look down, for people that are wise, you need to really check them to know whether what they are telling you at that particular time, they are going to carry it, to the letter. And I'm sure that was why IPOB has really gone to do their own underground checking findings, that these guys, you can't trust them enough. Because even from their language, because I could remember when there was tension in Imo State, some days back, the response of the leadership of the state, you could see that, of course, we know nobody's saying, everybody must go into war. But when people are really threatening your lives, you don't have to speak, in a gentle manner. You don't have to speak, with a kind of, slow voice, because you have to give them fire by fire. Because these people, they are giving it fire by fire, and nobody's cautioning them. And you want to be looking at them, you want to fold your hands and be saying, oh, let us do it in a gentleman's way. It's not going to work that way. Because I was not too pleased, because when people were shouting, they said that these guys, they are really taking over our land, they don't want to go. All just we want from them is just for all them to leave our land. We don't want the way they are, settling and roaming about with their cows. That's just what we are talking about. And the next thing, they started, by handling these people, and they were shouting. And what the leadership of that state was saying is not really something that, that could really give the people a kind of encouragement or boldness that, okay, we have people that are really fighting for us. Politicians cannot be trusted, and that is why people might tend to believe hype-up on what they are saying, because people are like, okay, why can't you mention the governor's name? Of course, they will not want to. Maybe they are still doing their, background check or underground check, as you may have it, or as you may call it. So until when they mark those governors, until when they see that it is time for them to mention their names, but as many that are really involved, or the people that are involved, definitely they will know themselves. They will definitely know themselves, and they will know that, oh, the information has really leaked out. For these guys to be, accusing us of this thing, we just have to be careful. So guys, that is just my opinion concerning what IPOB has said. Everybody must be vigilant. We have to be very, very vigilant, because even the ones that say that they are fighting for you, you need to look at them thoroughly, whether really they are fighting for you, instead of you to go and, instead of you going to bed to go and sleep and say, okay, yeah, we have people that will be speaking for us. And that was why we heard that when Fani Kayode said that all the politicians put together, all the monarchs put together, that's not as popular as Nnamdi Kanu. Why is Nnamdi Kanu popular? Because he's bold, because he can say things the way they are. He doesn't care who asks is God. And that is why people, tend to love him. People tend to believe him. So guys, let's hear your opinion concerning the allegations against this two PDP governors. Put your comment down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening. Bye.